I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It did always seem so to us, but now, in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most.
Is not this your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been at my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am brazed to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Ah, sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round-wombed, and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle, as she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who is yet no dearer in my account. Though this knave came something saucily to the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you and sue to know you better.
Sir, I shall study deserving.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. Ah, the king is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall, my lord.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom. 'Tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you, our no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. The two great princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, here in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, which of you shall we say doth love us most? That we with largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge. Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I do love you more than word can wield the matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, or liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor. As much as child e'er loved, or father found. A love that makes breath poor, and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Love, and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forest and champagnes rich, plenteous rivers, wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issues be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of that self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart I find she names my very deed of love, only she comes too short. that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, and find I am alone felicitate in thy dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I am sure my love is more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure as that conferred on Goneril. But now, our joy, although our last and least, to whom the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest, what can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest you may mar your fortunes.
Good, my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily, when I shall wed, that Lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
Aye, my good lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower. For by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operations of the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever. The barbarous Scythian be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved as thou, my sometime daughter.
Good, my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most. Thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence and avoid my sight. So be my grave my peace, as here I give my father's heart from her. Call France. Who stirs? Call Burgundy. Cornwall, Albany. With my 2 daughters' dowers digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, in all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself by monthly course, with reservation of 100 nights, by you to be sustained, shall we our abode make by due turn. Only we shall retain the name, and all the addition to a king. Your sway, revenue, execution of the rest, beloved sons, be yours, which to confirm this cornet part between you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed, as my great patron thought on in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn. Make from the shaft.
Let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Think'st thou that duty shall have dread to speak, when power to flattery bows? Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least.
Kent, on thy life, no more.
I never held my life, but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies.
Out of my sight.
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo,
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearst thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal, miscreant!
Yes, sir, forbear! Do! Kill thy physician, and thy fee bestow upon the foul disease. I tell thee, thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant. on thine allegiance. Hear me! That thou hast sought to make me break my vow, which I durst never yet. Take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision to shield thee from disasters of the world, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominion, that moment is thy death. Away! By Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, King. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkst and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kent, O princes, bid you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address toward you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What in the least will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal sir, I crave no more than hath your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
Right noble Burgundy, when we did hold her dear, then she was dear to us, but now her price is fallen. So there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it with our displeasure pieced, and nothing more, may fitly like your grace, she's there and she's yours.
I know no answer.
Will you, with those infirmities she owns, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, dowered with our curse, strangered with our oath, take her or leave her?
Royal sir, election makes not up on such conditions.
Then leave her, sir. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate. Therefore beseech you to virtue liking a more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange, that she whom even but now is your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your age, the best, the dearest, should, in this trice of time, commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many folds of favor.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder, foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor. But even for want of that for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye, and such a tongue that I'm glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Go to. Better thou hadst not been born than not to have pleased me better.
Is it no more but this? My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? She is herself a dowry.
Royal sir, give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand.
Nothing. I've sworn. I'm firm.
I am sorry you have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy, since that which respects of fortune or his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, most love despised, thee and thy virtues here I seize upon. Thy dowerless daughter, king, throned to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, of our fair France. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind, thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, friends. She is thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone, without our grace, our love, our benison. Come, noble Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father. With washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Love well our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe not us our duty.
Let your study be to content your lord, who hath received you at fortune's alms. You have obedience scanted, and well are worth the want that you have wanted.
Come, fair Cordelia.
Sister, I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain, and with you. Next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. Then must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long engraft condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him as this of Kent's banishment.
There is further compliment of leave-taking between France and him. Pray you, let us hit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think of it.
We must do something, and in the heat.
Nature art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me? For that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they us with base, with baseness, bastardy, base, who in lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your lands. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word. Legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent banished thus, and France and choler parted, and the king, gone tonight, prescribed his power. How now, Edmund? What news?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No. What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Come, let's see. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all o'erread. And for as much as I have perused of it, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to give or detain it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see. Let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification he wrote this but as an essay or taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter. Come to me that of this I may speak more. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Conspiracy? Sleep till I waked him? You should enjoy half his revenue? My son, Edgar? Had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to breed it in? When came you to this? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's.
I would fain think it were not.
It is his.
It is his hands, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord. But I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at perfect age and fathers decline, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Oh, villain! Villain! His very opinion in the letter. Abhorred villain, unnatural, detested, brutish villain, worse than brutish. Go, Sirrah, seek him. I'll apprehend him. Oh, abominable villain, where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. I dare pawn down my life that he hath writ this to feel my affection to your honor, and to no other pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it meet, I will place you where you shall hear us confer of it, and by an auricular assurance have your satisfaction, and that without any further delay than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not sure.
To his father, that so tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth. Edmund, seek him out. Wind me into him, I pray you. Frame the business after your own wisdom.
I will seek him, sir, presently.
These late eclipses of the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discord, in palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction, there's son against father. The king falls from bias of nature, there's father against child. Oh, we have seen the best of our time. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. Find out this villain Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offense, honesty. 'Tis strange, strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeits of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, thieves, knaves, treacherous, by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers, by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, an admirable evasion of whore-master man, to lay his goatish disposition on the charge of a star. My nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I would be that I am, had the maidenliest star twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar, and Patty comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedies. My cue is villainous melancholy, with a sigh like Tom of Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions. Fa, sol, la, mi.
How now, Brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day. What should follow these eclipses?
You busy yourself with that?
I promise you, brother, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the child and the parent.
How long have you been a sectary astronomical?
Come, when saw you my father last?
The night gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word nor countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence until some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. Retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray ye go. There's my key. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Brother, I advise you to the best. Go armed. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you away.
Shall I hear from you anon?
I do serve you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature is so far from doing harms, he suspects none. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meet, that I can fashion fit.
Did my father strike my lady for chiding of his fool?
Aye, madam.
Oh, by day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick.
Madam, he's coming, I hear him.
Put on what weary negligence you please. If he distaste it, let him to my sister.
Very well, madam.
And let his knights have colder looks among you. What grows of it, no matter. Advise your fellows so. I'll write straight to my sister. Prepare for dinner.
But as well I other accents borrow that can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, if thou canst serve where thou dost stand condemned, so may it come thy master whom thou lovest shall find thee full of labors.
Let me not stay a jot for dinner. Go get it ready. Well, now, what art thou?
A man, sir.
What wouldst thou with us?
To serve him truly that will put me in trust, to love him that is honest, to fight when I cannot choose, and to eat no fish.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow.
What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, but you have that in your countenance, which I would fain call master.
Yeah, what's that?
Authority.
What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in the telling it, and deliver a plain message bluntly.
Follow me. Thou shalt serve me.
All
If
right.
I like thee no worse after dinner, I'll not depart from thee yet. Dinner! Ho! Dinner! Ha, where's my knave, huh? My fool. Go call my fool hither. You fellow, where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow there? Call the clot pole back. Up. Where's my fool? Huh? I think the world's asleep. Oh, how now? Where's that mongrel?
He says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner he would not.
He would not?
My lord, I know not what the matter is, but to my judgment, your highness is not to entertain with that ceremonious affection as you were wont.
Thinkst thou so?
I beseech you pardon me, my lord, if I be mistaken, but my duty cannot be silent when I think your highness wronged.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived a most faint neglect of late, which I rather blamed on my own jealous curiosity than a very pretense and purpose of unkindness. I will look into it. But where's my fool? I've not seen him this 2 days.
Since my young lady is going into France, my lord, the fool hath much pined away.
No more of that. I've considered it well. Go you, tell my daughter I would speak with her. Go you, call my fool hither. You, sir, you, come hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
Oh. My lady's father. My lord's knave. You dog, you slave, you cur!
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
I'll not be strucken, my lord.
Oh!
Nor tripped neither? You base football player?
I thank thee, fellow. Thou servest me and I'll
Rise!
love thee for it.
Away! I'll teach you differences. Away! Away! Go to!
Now, my friendly knave, I thank thee. There's earnest for thy service.
Let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb.
Oh! How now, my pretty knave? How dost thou?
Sirrah, you were best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why? For taking one's part that's out of favor. Here, take my coxcomb. Why, this fellow was banished to his daughters and did the third a blessing against his will. Thou follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. How now, nuncle? Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters.
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcomb myself. There's mine, beg another of thy daughters.
Take heed, Sirrah, the whip.
Truth's a dog that must to kennel, he must be whipped out.
Pestilent gall to me.
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech.
Do.
Mark it, nuncle. Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest, lend less than thou owest, ride more than thou goest, leave thy drink evermore, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
Then 'tis like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You gave me nothing for it. Canst thou make no use of nothing, nuncle?
No, boy. Nothing can be made out of nothing.
Prithee tell him so much the rent of his land comes to. He will not believe a fool.
A bitter fool?
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet one?
No, lad, teach me.
That lord that counseled thee to give away thy land, come place him here by me, do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, the other found out there.
Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that was born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith. Nuncle, give me an egg and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I have cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meats, the 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, thou borest thine ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. Fools had ne'er less grace in a year, for wise men are grown foppish.
When were you wont to be so full of song, Sirrah?
I have used it, nuncle, ere since thou madest thy daughters thy mothers. For when thou gavest them the rod and putst down thine own breeches, then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo peep and go the fools among. Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, Sirrah, will have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true. Thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet I would not be thee, nuncle. Thou hast pared thy wits of both sides and left nothing in the middle. Oh, here comes one of the pairings.
How now, daughter? What makes that front lid on? You were too much allayed in the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue, so your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but others of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank, and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe redress, but now grow fearful by what yourself too late have spoke and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault would not scape censure nor the redresses sleep.
For you know, nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long, it had its head bit off by its young. Then out went the candle, and we were left darkling.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir. I would you would make use of your good wisdom, whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions which of late transport you from what you rightly are.
May not the ass know when the cart draws the horse? Oh, Jug, I love thee.
Does anyone here know me? This is not Lear. Does Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Surely his notion weakens, or his discernings are lethargied, waking, sleeping. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow?
Your name, fair gentlewoman?
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright, as you are old and reverend, should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court, infected with their manners, shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust makes it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself doth speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her, that else will take the thing she begs, a little to disquantity your train, and the remainders that shall still depend to be such men as may besort your age, which know themselves and you.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses! Call my train together! I have left a daughter. I'll not trouble thee.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Woe that repents too late. Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. Prepare my horses. In gratitude, the marble-hearted fiend, more hideous when thou show'st thee in a child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest parts, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name. O most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia's show, which like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from my heart all love, and added to the gall. Go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless, as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so. Hear nature, hear. Dear goddess, hear. Suspend thy purpose, if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase. From her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with catered tears fret channels in her cheeks, turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child! Away! Away!
Now, gods that we adore, whereof comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know.
What? 50 of my followers at a clap within a fortnight?
What's the matter, sir?
I'll tell you, sir. Oh, heaven and earth, I'm ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus. That these hot tears that break from me perforce should make thee worse than blasted fogs upon thee. The untented woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Old fond eyes, beweep this cause again. I'll pluck you out and cast you with the waters that you loose to temper clay. Yea, is it come to this? Ah! Let it be so. Oh. I have another daughter who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I have cast off forever.
Do you mark that?
I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear you.
Pray you, content. What, Oswald, ho! You, sir, more knave than fool, after your master.
Nuncle Lear, tarry, take the fool with thee.
This man hath had good counsel. 100 knights. 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep at point 100 knights. Yes, that on every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each complaint, dislike, he may enguard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives in mercy. Oswald, I say!
Well, you may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear, not fear still to be taken. I know his heart. What he hath uttered, I have writ my sister. If she sustain him and his 100 knights, when I have showed the unfitness... How now, Oswald, what? Have you writ that letter to my sister?
Aye, madam.
Take you some company, and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fear, and thereto add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone, and hasten your return. No, no, my lord!
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. With striving to better, oft we mar what's well.
Nay, then.
Well, the event.
Go you before with this letter. Acquaint my daughter with no further than anything you know than comes from her demand out of the letter. Well, if your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there before you.
I shall not sleep, my lord, till I deliver your letter.
If a man's brains were in his heels,
Aye, my lad.
then I prithee be merry. Thy wit shall not go slipshod.
Ha, ha, ha.
Shalt see thy other daughter will use thee kindly. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle of one's face?
No.
Why, to keep one's eyes of either side's nose, that what a man may not smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No.
Oh, nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why, to keep's head in, and not give it away to one's daughters, and leave his horns without a case.
I shall forget my nature. So kind a father. Be the horses ready?
Oh, thy asses are gone about 'em. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they're not 8.
Yes, indeed. Oh, thou wouldst make a good fool.
To take it again perforce. Monster ingratitude.
If thou wert my fool, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
What's that?
Thou shouldst not have been old until thou hadst been wise.
Let me not be mad. Not mad. Sweet heavens, keep me in temper. I would not be mad. How now? Are the horses ready?
Ready, my lord.
Come, boy. Ooh.
Save thee, curate.
And you, sir? I have been with your father, and have given him notice that the Duke of Cornwall and Regan his Duchess will be here with him this night.
How comes that?
Nay, I know not. You have heard of the news abroad? I mean the whispered ones, for they are yet but ear-kissing arguments.
Not I. Pray you, what are they?
Have you heard of no likely wars toward, twixt the Dukes of Albany and Cornwall?
Not a word.
You may do then in time. Fare you well, sir.
The Duke be here tonight, the better best. This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father hath set guard to take my brother. Brother, a word! Descend! Brother, I say! My father watches. Oh, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. Have you not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither, now in the night, in the haste and Regan with him. Have you said nothing upon his party against the Duke of Albany? Advise yourself.
Not a word, I'm sure on it.
I hear my father coming. Pardon me. In cunning I must draw my sword upon you. Draw. Seem to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield! Lie to here! Come before my father! Fly, brother, fly! Torches! Torches! So farewell. Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavors. I've seen drunkards do worse than this in sport. Ah! Father! Father! Stop! Stop! No help!
Now, Edmund, where's the villain?
Here stood he in the dark, his sharp sword out, mumbling of wicked charms, conjuring the moon to stand auspicious mistress.
But where is he?
Look, sir, I bleed.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, sir, when by no means he could...
Here, pursue him, ho. Go after. By no means what?
Persuade me to the murder of your lordship. Seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges home.
Oh, not in this land shall he remain uncaught and found dispatch. The noble Duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it, that he which finds the villain shall deserve our thanks, bringing the murderous coward to the stake. He that conceals him, death.
I threatened to discover him. He replied, "Thou unpossessing bastard, dost thou think if I would stand against thee, with the reposal of any trust, virtue, or worth in thee, make thy words faith? No. I turn it all to thy suggestion plot and damned practice."
Oh, strange and fastened villain. Would he deny his letter? I never got him. Hark! The Duke's trumpets. I know not why he comes. All ports I'll bar. The villain shall not scape. The Duke must grant me that. And of my land, loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
How now, my noble friend? Since I came hither, which I can call but now, I have heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short, which can pursue the offender. How dost, my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked. It's cracked.
What did my father's godson seek your life? He whom my father named, your Edgar.
Oh, lady, shame would have it hid.
Was he not companion with the riotous knights that tended upon my father?
I know not, madam. 'Tis too bad, too bad.
Yes, madam, he was of that consort.
No marvel then, though he were ill affected. 'Tis they have put him on the old man's death to have the expense and waste of his revenues. I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions that, if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
It was my duty, sir.
He did bewray his practice, and received this hurt, you see, striving to apprehend him.
Is he pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth so much this instant commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You we first seize on.
I will serve you, sir. Truly, however else.
For him I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you?
Thus out of season, threading dark-eyed night, occasions noble Gloucester of some prize, wherein we must have use of your advice. Our father he hath writ, so hath our sister, of differences, which I best thought it fit to answer from our home. Our good old friend, lay comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful counsel to our businesses, which craves the instant use.
I serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art of this house?
Aye.
Where may we set our horses?
I' the mire.
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why then I care not for thee.
If I had thee in Lipsbury Penfold, I'd make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meats, a proud, base, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy worsted stocking knave, a lily-livered, action-taking knave, a glass-gazing, super-serviceable, finical rogue, and one whom I will beat into clamorous whining if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee.
What a brazen-faced varlet art thou, to deny thou knowest me. Is it 2 days ago, since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king? Draw, ye rogue, for though it be night, yet the moon shines. Barber monger, draw!
Away, I have nothing to do with
Draw,
thee.
you rascal, you come with letters against the king. Draw, you rogue, or also carbonado your shanks.
Help! Murder!
Strike,
Help!
slave, stand, rogue, stand, you neat slave, strike!
Help! Oh, murder! Murder!
Come, I'll flesh ye. Come on, young master.
Weapons, arms, what's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies that strikes again. What is the matter?
The messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference? Speak.
I am scarce in breath, my lord.
No wonder you've so bestirred your valor. You cowardly rascal, nature disclaims in thee. A tailor made thee.
Thou art a strange fellow. A tailor make a man.
A tailor, sir, stonecutter or painter could not have made him so ill, though he had been but 2 years in the trade.
Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I spared
Thou
at suit of
Zed!
this gray
Thou
beard.
unnecessary letter, my lord. If you will give me leave, I will tread this unbolted villain into mortar and daub the walls of a John with him.
Peace, Sirrah. You beastly knave. Know you no reverence?
Yes, sir. But anger hath a privilege.
Why art thou angry?
That such a slave as this should wear a sword who wears no honesty. Oh, a plague upon your epileptic visage. Smile you my speeches as I were a fool?
What, art thou mad, old fellow?
How fell you out? Say that.
No contraries hold more antipathy than I in such a knave.
Why dost thou call him a knave? What is his fault?
His countenance likes me not.
No more perchance does mine, nor his, nor hers.
Sir, it is my occupation to be plain. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder that I see now before me at this instant.
Oh.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness, and constrains the garb quite from his nature. He cannot flatter he an honest mind and plain. He must speak truth, and they will take it so. If not, he's plain.
Sir, in good faith, in sincere verity, under the allowance of your great aspect, whose influence like the wreath of radiant fire on flickering Phoebus' front.
What meanst by this?
Oh, to go out of my dialect, sir, which you discommend so much. I know, sir, I am no flatterer.
What was the offense you gave him?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king his master very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, compact and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind, and in the fleshment of this dread exploit drew on me here again.
Fetch forth the stocks.
What?
You stubborn ancient knave, you reverent braggart. We'll teach you.
Sir, I'm too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you.
Fetch forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there shall he sit till noon.
Till noon. Till night, my lord, and all night, too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you should not use me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is a fellow of the self-same color our sister speaks of.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. His fault is much, and the good king, his master, will check him for it. The king, his master, needs must take it ill that he, so slightly valued in his messenger, should have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted for following her affairs. Put in his legs.
Come, my good lord. Away.
I am sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the Duke's pleasure, whose disposition all the world knows will not be rubbed nor stopped. I'll entreat for thee.
Pray do not, sir. I have watched and traveled hard. Sometime I shall sleep out. The rest I'll whistle.
Oh, the Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
Come, thou beacon to this underglobe, that by thy comfortable beams I may peruse this letter. I know 'tis from Cordelia, who hath most fortunately been informed of my obscured course, and shall find time from this enormous state, seeking to give losses their remedies. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. No port is free. Whiles I may escape, I will preserve myself. My face I'll grime with filth. The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars who, with roaring voices, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity. Poor Turley God, poor Tom. That's something yet. Edgar, I nothing am.
I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days.
'Tis strange that they should so depart from home and not send back my messenger.
As I learned.
Hail to thee, noble master.
Ah, makest thou this shame thy pastime?
No, my lord.
Look, he wears cruel garters.
What's he that hath thy place so much mistook to set thee there?
It is both he and she, my lord, your son and daughter.
No.
Yea.
No, I say.
I say yea.
No, they would not.
Yes, they have.
By Jupiter, I swear no.
By Juno, I swear aye.
They durst not do it. They could not, would not do it. Resolve me with all modest haste, which way thou mightst deserve, or they impose such usage coming from us.
Sir, when at their home I did commend your highness letters to them, ere I was risen from the place that showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking post, stewed in his haste, half breathless, panting forth from Goneril his mistress' salutations, delivered letters, which presently they read, on whose contents they straight took horse, commanded me to follow, and attend the leisure of their answer, gave me cold looks, and meeting here the other messenger, whose welcome I perceived had poisoned mine, being the very fellow which of late displayed so saucily against your highness, having more man than wit about me, drew He raised the house with loud and coward cries. Your son and daughter found this trespass worth the shame in which it suffers.
Winter's not gone yet if the wild geese fly that way.
No, where's this daughter?
With the Earl, sir, here within.
Stay here, follow me not.
Made you no more offense but what you speak of?
None. How chance the king comes with so small a number?
Ah, now it's been said in the stocks for that question, thou'dst well deserved it.
Why, fool?
Let go a great wheel when it runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following. That sir which serves and seeks for gain and follows but for form will pack when it begins to rain and leave thee in the storm. But I will tarry, the fool will stay, and let the wise men fly.
Where you learned you this, fool?
Not in the stocks, fool.
Deny to speak with me? They are sick, they are weary, they have traveled all the night. Mere fetches, images of revolt and flying off. Fetch me a better answer.
My dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke.
Vengeance, plague, death, destruction. Fiery. What quality? Why, Gloucester, I'd speak with the Duke of Cornwall and's wife.
Well, my good lord, I have informed them so.
Informed them? Dost thou understand me, man? The king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would with his daughters speak. Commands, tends service. Are they informed of this? My breath and blood. The fiery Duke. Go tell the hot Duke that... No, not yet. Maybe he is not well. We are not ourselves when nature being oppressed commands the mind to suffer with the body. I'll forbear. Death on my state! Why should he stand there? This act persuades me that this remotion of the Duke and her is practice only. Give me my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'd speak with them now. Presently, bid them come forth and hear me, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
Oh me, my heart, my rising heart. But now...
Cry to it, nuncle, as the cock needed the eel when she put him in the paste alive.
Good morrow to you both.
Hail to your grace.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Regan, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. Shouldst thou not be glad, I would divorce me from thy mother's tomb, sepulchring an adulteress. Oh, are you free? Another time for that. Dearest Regan, thy sister's naught. Oh, Regan, she hath tied sharp-toothed unkindness like a vulture here. I can scarce speak to thee. Thou'lt not believe without depraved equality, O Regan.
I pray you, sir, take patience.
What? How's that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation. If, sir, perchance she have restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground and to such wholesome end as clears her from all blame.
My curses on her!
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You ought to be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore I pray you that to our sister you do make return. Say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness? Do you mark how this becomes the house? Dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is unnecessary. On my knees I vouchsafe you raiment, bed, and food.
Good sir, no more. These are unsightly tricks. Return you to my sister.
Never, Regan. She hath abated me of half my train. Look black upon me. struck me with her tongue most serpent-like upon the very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ingrateful top. Strike her young bones, you taking airs with lameness.
Fie, sir, fie!
You nimble lightnings, dart your blinding flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fan-sucked fogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blister her.
The blessed God, so will you wish on me when the rash mood is on.
No, Regan, thou shalt never have my curse. Thy tender-hefted nature will not give thee o'er to harshness. Her eyes are fierce, but thine do comfort and not burn. 'Tis not in thee to grudge my pleasures, cut off my train. Thy half of the kingdom thou hast not forgot, wherein I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who put my man in the stocks?
What trumpet's that?
I know it, my sister's.
Oh!
This approves her letter that she would soon be here. Is your lady come?
This is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of her he follows. Out, varlet, from my sight!
What means your grace?
Who stalked my servant? Oh, Regan, I have good hopes thou didst not know once. But who comes here? Oh, heavens! If you do love old men, if your sweet sway allow obedience, if you yourselves are old, make it your cause. Come down, take my part. Art not ashamed to look upon this beard? Oh, Regan, will you take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? All's not offense that indiscretion finds, and dotage terms so.
Oh, side, you're too tough. Will you yet hold? Who put my man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir. But his own disorders deserved much less advancement.
You? Did you?
I pray you, father, being weak, seems so. If to the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am now from home and out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return to her and 50 men dismissed? No. Rather I abjure all roofs, choose the wage against the enmity of the air, be comrade to the wolf and owl, return with her. The fiery French who dowerless took our youngest born, I could as well be brought to knee his throne and squire-like pension beg to keep base life afoot. Return with her. Persuade me rather to be slave and sumpter to this detested groom.
At your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. Yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague sore, or embossed carbuncle in my corrupted blood. But I'll not chide thee. Let shame come when it will, I do not call it. I do not bid the thunder-bearer shoot, nor tell tales of thee to high-judging Jove. Mend when thou canst. Be better at thy leisure. I can be patient. I can stay with Regan, I and my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister.
Is this well spoken?
I dare avouch it, sir. What, 50 followers, is it not well? What should you need of more? Yea, or so many, sith that both charge and danger speak against so great a number.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack ye, we could control them. If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger, I entreat you to bring but 25.
I gave you all.
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardians, my depositaries, but kept a reservation for such a number. What? Must I come to you with 25? Regan said you so.
And speak it again, my lord. No more with me.
Why, those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. Not to be the worst stands in some rank of praise. Thy 50 yet doth double 25. I'll go with you. Thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 25? 10 or 5? To follow in a house where twice so many have a command to tend you.
What need 1?
Oh, reason not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is cheap as beasts. Thou art a lady. If only to go warm or gorgeous, why, nature needs not that which thou gorgeous wearest, which scarcely keeps thee warm. But for true need, oh heavens, give me that patience I need. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man, as full of grief as age, wretched in both. If it be you that stirs these daughters' hearts against their father, let me not bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks. Know you unnatural hags! I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall... I will do such things. What they are, yet I know not. But they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No, I'll not weep. I have full cause of weeping. But this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws, or ere I'll weep. Oh, fool. I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw. 'Twill be a storm.
His house is little. The old man and's people cannot be well bestowed.
'Tis his own blame hath put himself from rest, and must needs taste his folly.
For his particular, I'll receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So am I persuaded. Where is my lord of Gloucester?
Follow the old man forth. He has returned.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls to horse, but will I know not whither.
'Tis best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord, entreat him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the sore winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about there's scarce a bush.
Ah, sir, to willful men the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors. He is attended with a desperate train, and what they may incense him to, being apt to have his ear abused. Wisdom bids fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Twill be a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Come out of the storm.
Who's there besides foul weather?
One-minded like the weather, most unquietly.
I do know you. Where's the king?
Contending with the fretful elements, bids the wind blow the earth into the sea or swell the curled waters above the main, that things might change or cease. Tears his white hair.
But who's with him?
None but the fool.
Sir, I do know you, and dare upon the warrant of my note commend a dear thing to you. There is division twixt Albany and Cornwall, and true it is. From France there comes a power into this scattered kingdom, who already wise in our negligence have secret feet in our best ports and are at point to show their open banner. But do you make your speed to Dover. You shall find some will thank you, giving just report of how unnatural and bemaddening sorrow the king hath caused to plain. If you shall see Cordelia, as heaven hope you will, show her this ring. I will go seek the king.
Give me your hand.
Blow, winds, crack your cheeks. Rage, blow, you cataracts and hurricanes, spout, till you have drenched our steeples, drowned the cocks. You sulphurous and thought-executing fires, vaunt couriers of oak-cleaving thunderbolts, singe my white head. And thou, all shaking thunder, strike flat the thick rotundity of the earth, crack nature's molds, all German spill at once that makes ingrateful man.
Nuncle! Oh, Nuncle, in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a knight that pities neither wise men nor fools.
Rumble thy bellyful, spit fire, spout rain, nor rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I tax not you, you elements, with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. You owe me no subscription. Then let fall your horrible pleasures. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. Yet I call you servile ministers, that hath with two pernicious daughters joined your high-engendered battles gainst a head so old and white as this. Oh, 'tis foul.
The man that makes his toe what he his heart should make shall of a corn cry woe and turn his sleep to wake.
No, I will be the pattern of all patience. I will say nothing.
Who's there?
Marry a wise man and a fool.
Oh, alas, sir, are you here? Things that love night love not such nights as these. Since I was a man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard.
Let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads find out their enemies now. Tremble, thou wretch, that hast within thee undivulged crimes, unwhipped of justice. Hide thee, thou bloody hand, thou perjured, thou similar of virtue that art incestuous. I am a man more sinned against than sinning.
Gracious, my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will yield you against the tempest. Repose you there while I to this hard house return and force their scanted courtesy.
My wits begin to turn. Come, boy. Ooh. How dost thou, boy? Art cold? I am cold too. Where's the straw, my fellow? The art of our necessities is strange and can make vile things precious. Come, your hovel. Poor fool and knave, there's part in my heart that's sorry yet for thee.
He that has and a little tiny wit, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortunes fit, though the rain, it raineth every day.
True, my good boy. Come, bring us to this hovel.
Alack, alack, Edmund, I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, or any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go to. Say you nothing. There is division between the dukes, and a worse matter than that. I have received a letter this night. It is dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of a power from France already footed. We must incline to the king. I will look him and privily relieve him. Go you, and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he ask for me, I am ill and gone to bed. If I die for this, as no less is threatened me, the king, my old master, must be relieved. There are strange things toward Edmund. Pray you, be careful.
This courtesy forbid thee, shall the duke instantly know. And of that letter too. This seems a fair deserving, and draws me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises when the old doth fall.
Here is the place, my lord. Good my lord, enter here.
Leave me alone.
Oh, good my lord, enter.
Would break my heart.
I'd rather break my own. My good my lord, enter.
Thou think'st 'tis much that this pernicious storm invades us to the skin. So 'tis to thee. When the mind's free, the body's delicate. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses all feeling take, save what beats there, filial ingratitude. No, I will weep no more. In such a night as this, to shut me out. Pour on, I will endure. In such a night as this. Oh, Regan, Goneril, thy old kind father, whose frank heart gave all up. That way madness lies. Let me shun that. No more of
good
that.
Good my lord, enter here.
Prithee, go in, take thine own ease. This tempest will not give me leave to ponder things should hurt me more. But I will go in. Go, boy, in first. You houseless poverty. Nay, get thee in. I'll pray. Then I'll sleep. Poor, naked wretches, wheresoe'er you are, that bide the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall your houseless heads and unfed sides, your looped and windowed raggedness, defend you from seasons such as these? I've ta'en too little care of this. Take physic, bump. Expose thyself to feel what wretches feel. that thou mayst shake the superflux to them and show the heavens more just.
Fathom and half, fathom and half, poor Tom.
Come not in here, Nuncle. Here's a spirit. Help me, help me.
Give me that hand. Who's there?
A spirit, and he says his name's poor Tom.
What art thou that dost grumble there in the straw? Come forth.
Away! The foul fiend follows me.
Didst thou give all to thy daughters, and art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire, through flame, through ford and whirlpool, o'er bog and quagmire, that hath laid knives under his pillow, set ratsbane by his porridge, made him proud of heart? Bless thy 5 wits, Tom so cold. Oh, do-dee.
As his unkind daughters brought him to this pass, couldst thou save nothing? Wouldst thou give him all?
Nay, he hath reserved a blanket, else we had been all shamed.
Now all the plagues that in the pendless air hang fated o'er men's faults light on thy daughters.
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death, traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to this lowness but his unkind daughters. Is it the fashion that discarded fathers should have thus little mercy on their flesh? Judicious punishment. Was this flesh begat those pelican daughters?
Oh, this cold night will turn us all to fools and madmen.
Take heed to the foul fiend. Commit not with men's sworn spouse. Set not thy sweetheart on proud array. Tom's a cold.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud in heart and mind. Swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. One that slept in the contriving of lust, and waked to do it. Wine loved I deeply, dice dearly, and in woman out-paramored the Turk. False of heart. Keep thy foot out of brothels. Dolphin, my boy. Boy. Shh. Sessa.
Thou wert better in a grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Unaccommodated man is no more but such a poor, bare, forked animal as thou art. Off, you lendings. Come, unbutton here.
Oh, prithee, Nuncle, be contented. 'Tis a naughty night to swim in. Oh, look, here comes a walking fire.
This is the foul flipperty gibbet. It begins at curfew and hurts the poor creature of earth. Aroint thee, witch! Aroint thee.
How fares your grace?
What's he?
Who's there? What is't you seek?
Well, what are you? Your names?
Poor Tom that eats the swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, that in the fury of his heart, when the foul fiend rages, eats cow dung for salads. Peace, Smokin'. Peace, thou fiend.
What? Hath your grace no better company?
Poor Tom's a cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughters' hard commands, though their injunction be to bar my doors and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you. Yet have I ventured to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
First, let me speak a word with this philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good my lord, oh, take his offer. Go into the house.
I'll speak a word with this same learned Theban. What is your study?
How to prevent the fiend and to kill vermin.
Let me ask you one word in private.
My lord, importune him once more. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, that poor Kent, he said it would be thus. Oh, poor banished man. Thou sayest the king grows mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son, now outlawed to my blood, who sought my life, but lately, very late, I loved him, friend. No father, his son, dearer. True to tell thee, my grief hath crazed my wits. Oh, what a night's this! I do beseech your grace.
I cry you mercy. Noble philosopher, your company.
Tom's a cold.
In, fellow. In the hovel. Keep thee warm.
That's in all.
This way, my lord, this way.
With him, I will keep still with my philosopher.
Oh, good my lord, soothe him. Let him take the fella.
Take him you on.
Sir, come on.
Good Athenian.
Oh, no words, no words. Hush.
Child Roland to the Dark Tower came. His word was still fi, fo, and fum. I smell the blood of a British man.
Come.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
My lord, nature thus gives way to loyalty. This is the letter which he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, heavens, that this treason were not I the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess.
If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it hath made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out where thy father is, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find him comforting the king, it will stuff his suspicion more fully. I will persevere in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust on thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I will not be long from you.
The power of his wits have given order to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
Frateretto calls me and tells me Nero is an angler in the lake of darkness. Pray, innocent, and beware the foul fiend.
To have 1,000 with red burning spits come hissing in upon him.
The foul fiend bites my back.
He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf.
It shall be done. I will arraign 'em straight. Come, sit here, learned justice, and thou, sapient sir, sit here. Now, you she-foxes.
Look where he stands and glares.
How do you, sir? Stand you not so amazed, will you lie down and rest upon the cushions?
No, I'll see their trial first. Bring in their evidence. You are of the commission. Sit you too.
Let us deal justly. Purr. The cat is gray.
Arraign her first. 'Tis Goneril. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly did kick the king, her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it.
Ah, I cry you mercy. I mistook you for a joint stool.
There's another. Oh, stop her there! Sword, arms, fire in the place! False justicer, why didst you let her escape?
Bless thy fine wits!
Oh, pity!
My tears begin to take his part so much they mar my counterfeiting.
The little dogs and all. Here, Trey, Blanche, sweetheart. Look, they bark at me.
Tom will throw his head at them. Avaunt you, curs! Cessa!
Then let them anatomize Regan. See what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts? Huh? I take you for one of my 100. I do not like the fashion of your garments. You will say they are Persian. Let them be changed.
Not good, my lord. Lie here. Rest a while.
Shh, shh, shh. No noise. No noise. Draw the curtain. So we'll go to supper in the morning.
And I'll go to bed at noon.
Come hither, friend. Where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are
Good
gone.
friend, take him in thy arms. I have o'erheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it, and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take up thy master. If thou shouldst dally half an hour, his life with thine and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss. Take up, and follow me to some provision, that I will bring you quick conduct.
Abused nature rests. This sleep might yet have balmed thy broken sinews. Come, help to bear thy master. Thou shalt not stay behind.
Come away.
When we our betters see bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries our foes. How light and portable my pain seems now, when that which makes me bend makes the king bow. What will hap more tonight? Safe 'scaped the king. Lurk.
I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, brewers mar their malt with water. When nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burned, but wenches' suitors, then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. This prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Post speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France has landed. Seek out the traitor Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Pluck out his eyes.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep your sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Some 5 or 36 of his knights, hot questrists after him, met him at gate, who with some other of the lord's dependents are gone with him toward Dover, where they boast to have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord, and sister.
Edmund, farewell. Go seek the traitor Gloucester, pinion him like a thief, and bring him before us! Though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame, but not control. Who's there? The traitor?
Ingrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
What means your graces? Good my friends, consider you are my guest. Do me no foul play. Do me no foul play, friends!
the steeple strikes one. You said you were coming right home from the bar as soon as your day's work was done. Come home, come home, come home. Oh, Daddy, dear Daddy, come home. The fire is all out and the house is so cold, and Mama's been watching since tea, with my poor brother dear so sick in her arms, and no one to help her but me. Come home,
Do me no foul play, friends!
Find him, I say!
Hard, hard. Oh, filthy traitor.
Oh, unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
Villain, thou shalt find...
Oh, by the kind gods, 'tis most ignobly done to pluck me by the beard.
So white, and such a traitor?
Naughty lady, these hairs which thou dost ravish from my chin will quicken and accuse thee. I am your host.
Come. What letters have you late from France?
Be simple answered, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands you have sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter, guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false?
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover? Wast thou not charged at peril?
Wherefore to Dover? Let him answer that.
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh stick boorish fangs. If wolves had at thy gate howled that stern time, thou shouldst have said, Good porter, turn the key, all cruels else subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it shalt thou never. Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
He that will think to live till he be old, give me some help. Oh, cruel! Ah!
One side will mock another, the other too.
If you see vengeance.
Hold your hand, my lord. I have served you ever since I was a child, but better service have I never done you than now to bid you hold.
Oh, how now, you dog?
If you did wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it on this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain.
Nay then, come on and take the chance of anger.
Give me thy sword. A peasant stand up thus.
I'm slain. My lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on him.
Lest it see more. Prevent it.
Vile jelly!
Where is thy luster now?
All dark and comfortless. Where's my son, Edmund? Edmund, enkindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Out, treacherous villain. Thou cast on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies. Then Edgar was abused. Kind gods, forgive me that, and prosper him.
Now go thrust him out at gates, and let him smell his way to Dover. How is't, my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain, and throw this slave upon the dunghill. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
I'll never care what wickedness I do, if this man come to good.
If she live long and in the end meet the old course of death, women will all turn monsters.
Let's follow the old Earl, and get the bedlam to lead him where he would. His roguish madness allows itself to anything.
Go thou. I'll fetch some flax and whites of eggs to apply to his bleeding face. Now heaven help him.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned than still contemned and flattered. But who comes here? My father, poorly led. World, world, oh world!
Oh, my good lord.
Away, get thee away, good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
You cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. Oh, dear son, Edgar, the food of thy abused father's wrath. Might I but see thee in my touch, I'd say I have eyes again.
How now? Who's there?
Oh, who is it can say I am at the worst? I am worse than e'er I was.
'Tis poor mad Tom.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not so long as we can say this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
Is it a beggarman?
Madman and beggar too.
Well, he has some reason, else he could not beg. In the last night's storm I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a worm. My son came then into my mind, and yet my mind was then scarce friends with him. I have heard worse since. As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
How should this be? Bad is the trade that must play fool to sorrow, angering itself and others. Bless thee, master!
Is that the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then prithee, get thee gone, and bring some covering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to lead me.
Alack, sir, he is mad.
Oh, 'tis the time's peace when madmen lead the blind. Do as I bidst, or rather do at thy pleasure. Above the rest, be gone.
I'll bring him the best peril that I have, come on't what will.
Sirrah? Naked fellow.
Poor Tom's cold. I cannot daub it further.
Come hither, fellow.
And yet I must. Bless thy sweet eyes. They bleed.
Knowest thou the way to Dover?
Both stile and gate, horseway and footpath, poor Tom hath been scared out of his good wits. Bless thee, good man's son, from the foul fiend. 5 fiends have been in poor Tom at once, of lust, of murder. Therefore bless thee, master.
Take this purse. That I am wretched makes thee the happier. Heaven deal so still. Let the superfluous and lust-dieted man that slaves your ordinance, that will not see because he does not feel thy power quickly. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
Oh, there is a cliff whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Bring me but to the very brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Now, where's your master?
Madam within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worse. Of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his son, when I informed him, then he called me sot and told me I had turned the wrong side out.
Then shall you go no further. It is the cowish terror of his spirit that dares not undertake. He'll not feel wrongs which tie him to an answer. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers. I must change arms at home and give the distaff into my husband's hands. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf, a mistress's commands. Wear this. Spare speech. Decline your head. Conceive, and fare thee well.
Yours, in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester. Oh, the difference of man and man.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistle.
Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face.
No more, the text is foolish.
What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bearest a cheek for blows, a head for wrongs. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy state begins to threat, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries, alack, why does he so?
See thyself, devil.
O vain fool.
Thou changed and self-covered thing, for shame bemonster not thy feature. Where's my fitness to let these hands obey my blood? They were apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones.
Marry your manhood.
What news?
Oh, my good lord. The Duke of Cornwall is dead, slain by his servant going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eyes?
A servant that he bred, thrilled with remorse, opposed against the act, bending his sword to his great master, who thereat enraged flew on him, and amongst them felled him dead, but not without that harmful stroke which since hath plucked him after.
This shows you are above, you justicers, that these our nether crimes so speedily can venge. But oh, poor Gloucester, lost he his other eye.
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
One way I like this well, but being widow and my Gloucester with her. Another way. The news is not so tart. I'll read and answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes?
Come with my lady hither.
He is not here.
No, my good lord, I met him back again.
Knows he the wickedness?
Aye, my good lord. 'Twas he informed against him, and quit the house on purpose that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showedst the king, and to avenge thine eyes. Come hither, friends. Tell me what more thou knowest.
Why the King of France is so suddenly gone back? Know you no reason?
Something he left imperfect in the state. His personal return was most required and necessary.
Did your letters pierce the queen to any demonstration of grief?
Aye, sir.
Oh, then it moved her?
Not to a rage.
Made she no verbal question?
Faith, once or twice she cried the name of father pantingly forth, as if it pressed her heart. Cried, sisters, shame of ladies, sisters, sisters. Then away she started to deal with her grief alone.
It is the stars. Stars above us govern our condition. Spoke you not with her since?
No.
Well, sir, the poor distressed lear is at the town. By no means will yield to see his daughter.
Why, good sir?
A sovereign shame so elbows him. His own unkindness that stripped from her his benediction. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Alack, poor gentleman.
Of Albany and Cornwall's powers heard you not.
'Tis so, they are afoot.
Well, sir, I'll bring you to our master Lear and leave you to attend him. Some dear cause will in concealment wrap me up a while. I pray you go along with me.
Alack, 'tis he! Why, he was met even now, as mad as the vexed sea, crowned with rank fumiter and furrow weeds. I'll search every acre in the high-grown field and bring him to our eye. What can man's wisdom in the restoring his bereaved sense? Oh, him that helps him take all my outward worth.
There is means, madam. Our foster nurse of nature is repose, the which he lacks.
Oh, blessed secrets, all you unpublished virtues of the earth, spring with my tears. Be aidant and remediate in the good man's distress. Oh, seek for him.
News, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, my dear father, it is thy business that I go about. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Oh, soon may I hear and see him.
But are my brother's powers set forth?
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there.
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home.
No, madam.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Oh, it was great ignorance, Gloucester's eyes being out, to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves all hearts against us. Edmund, I think, is gone in pity of his misery to dispatch his knighted life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after him, madam, with my letter.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madam. My lady charged my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Might not you transport her purposes by word? Belike some things, I know not what. I'll love thee much. Let me unseal the letter.
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave strange Iliads and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
Aye, madam.
I speak in understanding. Yar, I know it. Therefore I do advise you, take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather more. If you do find him, pray you, give him this. Fare you well. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I could meet him, madam, I should show what party I do follow.
Fare thee well.
When shall I come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor.
Methinks the ground is even.
Oh, horrible steep! Hark, do you hear the sea?
No, truly.
Why, then your other senses grow imperfect by your eyes' anguish.
So may it be indeed. Methinks thy voice is better, and thou speakst in better phrase and matter than thou didst.
You are much deceived. In nothing am I changed but in my garments.
Methinks you're better spoken.
Oh, come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. How fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The crows and choughs that wing the midway air show scarce so gross as beetles. Halfway down hangs one that gathers samphire. Dreadful trade. Methinks he seems no bigger than his head. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice. The murmuring surge that on the unnumbered idle pebble chafes cannot be heard so high. I'll look no more, lest my brain turn in the deficient sight, topple down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge.
Let go my hand. Here's another purse. In it, a jewel well worth a poor man's taking. Fairies and gods prosper it with thee. Do as I bid thee, go thou further off, and let me hear thee going.
Now, sir, farewell!
With all my heart.
Why I do trifle thus with his despair is done to cure it.
Oh, you mighty gods! This world I do renounce, and in your sight shake patiently my great affliction off. If Edgar live, oh, bless him. Now, fellow, fare thee well!
Alive or dead? Ho, you, sir, friend, hear you, sir, speak. Thus might he pass indeed. Yet he revives. What are you, sir?
Away, and let me die.
Hadst thou been aught but gossamer, feathers, air, thou'st shivered like an egg, but thou dost breathe, hast heavy substance, bleedest not, speakest, art sound. 10 masts set each make not the height which thou with perpendicularly fell. Thy life's a miracle. Speak yet again.
But have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky bourne, do but look up high. The shrill-gorged lark so far cannot be seen or heard. Do but look up.
Alack, I have no eyes. His wretchedness deprived that benefit to end itself by death.
Give me your arm. Up so. How feels it? Feel your legs?
Oh,
you stand.
Too well, too well.
This is above all strangeness. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
A poor, unfortunate beggar.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were 2 full moons. He had 1,000 noses. It was some fiend. Therefore, thou happy father, think that the clearest gods have preserved thee.
I do remember now. Henceforth, I'll bear affliction till it do cry out itself, enough, enough, and die. The thing you spoke of, I took it for a man. 'Twould often say, the fiend, he led me to that place.
Bear free and patient thoughts. But who comes here?
And a little tiny boy with a head. No, you cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself.
Oh, thou side-piercing sight.
This fellow handles his bow like a crow-keeper. Draw me a clothier's yard. Oh, look, a mouse. Peace, peace. A bit of toasted cheese will do it. There's my gauntlet. I'll prove it on a giant. Bring up the brown bills. Well flown bird. Speak the word.
Sweet marjoram.
Pass.
I know that voice.
A gunneral with a white beard. They flattered me like a dog. Told me I had the white hairs in my beard ere the black ones were there. To say I know to everything that I said. But when the rain came to wet me once, and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding, there I found them. There I smelt 'em out. Go to. They are not men of their words. They told me I was everything. 'Tis a lie. I am not ague-proof.
The trick of that voice I do well remember. It's not the king.
Aye, every inch a king.
Oh.
See, when I stare, how the subject quakes. I pardoned that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? No. The wren goes to it. The small gilded fly does lecher in my sight. Let copulation thrive. For Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters. There's hell, the sulphurous pit, burning, scalding, stench, consumption. Fie. Pah! Give me an ounce of civet, good apothecary. Sweeten my imagination. There's money for thee.
Oh, let me kiss thy hand.
Let me wipe it first. Smells of mortality.
O ruined piece of nature, dost thou know me?
I remember thy eyes well enough. Come, read this challenge. Mark but the penning of it.
Were all thy letters suns, I could not see.
I would not take this from report. It is, and my heart breaks at it.
Read.
What, with the case of eyes?
Oh, are you with me now? No eyes in your head, no money in your purse. Yet you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What, art mad? Man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thy ears. See how yon justice rails on yon simple thief. Hearken thy ear. Change places and handy-dandy, which is the justice? Which is the thief?
Aye, sir.
Thou rascal beetle, hold thy bloody hand. Why dost thou lash that whore? Strip thy own back. Thou hotly lust to use her in that kind for which thou whipst her. Through tattered garments small vices will appear. Robes and furred gowns hide all. Get thee glass eyes, that like a scurvy politician thou mayst seem to see the things thou dost not. No. Pull off my boots. Harder.
Oh, matter and impertinency mixed, reason and madness.
If thou wouldst weep my cause, take my eyes. I know thee well enough, thy name is Gloucester.
Oh.
Thou must be patient. We came crying hither. Thou knowest the first time we smelt the air, we wail and cry. I will preach to thee, mark me. When we are born, we cry that we have come to this great stage of fools. This is a good block. 'Twere a delicate stratagem to shoe a troop of horse with felt. I'll put it in proof. When I have stolen upon these son-in-laws, then kill.
Hand upon him! Sir, your most dear daughter.
No rescue, I, a prisoner. I'm even the fool of fortune. Use me well, you shall have ransom. Get me surgeons. I'm cut to the brains.
You shall have anything.
No seconds, all myself. I will die bravely. Come. I am a king, masters. Know you that?
You are a royal one, and we obey you.
Then there's life in't. Come, and you should get it. You should get it by running.
A sight most pitiful in the meanest wretch past speaking of in a king.
thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from the general curse.
Do you hear aught, sir, of a battle toward?
Most sure, near and on speedy foot.
I thank you, that's all.
Though the queen on special cause is here, her army has moved on.
I thank you.
Oh, you gentle gods, take my breath from me. Let not my worser spirits tempt me again to take my life before your time.
Well, pray you, Father.
Now, good sir, what are you?
A most poor man, made tame to fortune's blows. Come, give me your hand. I shall lead thee to some biding.
Hearty thanks.
A proclaimed prize. Most happy that eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou old unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember. The sword is out that must destroy thee.
Now let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Wherefore, bold peasant, darest thou support a published traitor?
Child, not let go, sir, without further occasion.
Let go, slave, or thou diest.
Good gentlemen, get your gait and let poor folk pass. Nay, come not near the old man. Keep out, chief all ye.
Out, dunghill.
Oh.
Slave, thou hast slain me. Villain, take my purse. If ever thou wilt thrive, bury my body and give the letters which thou find'st about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out upon the English party. Oh, untimely death. Death.
I know thee well enough. A serviceable villain, as duteous to the vices of thy mistress as badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you, father. Rest you. Let's see these pockets. The letters he speaks of may be my friends. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. You have many opportunities to cut him off. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant Goneril. A plot upon her virtuous husband's life, and the exchange my brother. Here in the sands they all rake up the posts unsanctified of murderous lechers, and in the mature time with this ungracious paper strike the sight of the death-practiced duke.
The king is mad. Better I were distract, so should my thoughts be severed from my griefs.
Give me your hand. Come, father. Far off methinks I hear the beaten drum. Come, I'll bestow you with a friend.
O thou good Kent, how shall I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is o'erpaid.
Then be it so, my good lord. How does the king?
Madam sleeps still.
Oh, you kind gods, hear this great breach in his abused nature.
So please your majesty that we may wake the king. He hath slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge and proceed in the sway of your own will. Is he arrayed?
Aye, madam. In the heaviness of sleep, we put fresh garments on him.
Please, draw near. Louder, the music there.
Oh, my dear father, restoration, hang thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Was this a face to be opposed against the jarring winds? Mine enemy's dog, though he had bit me, should have stood that night against my fire. Alack, alack, 'tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded all. He wakes. I'll speak to him.
Madam, do you. 'Tis fittest.
How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty?
You do me wrong to take me out of the grave. Thou art a soul in bliss. But I am bound upon a wheel of fire that my tears do scald like molten lead.
Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit, I know. Where did you die?
Still far wide.
He's scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where am I? Huh? Fair daylight? Huh? I didn't die with pity to see another thus. I know not what to say. I will not swear that these are my hands. I felt that pinprick. Would I were assured of my condition.
Oh, look upon me, sir, and hold your hand in benediction over me. Oh, no, sir, you must not kneel.
Pray, do not mock me. I'm a very foolish, fond old man, 80 and upward, not an hour more nor less. Huh? And to deal plainly, I fear I'm not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you, and know this man. But I'm doubtful, for I'm mainly ignorant of what place this is, and all the skill I have remembers not these garments, nor where I did lodge last night. Do not laugh at me, but as I am a man, I think this lady to be my child Cordelia.
Oh, and so I am.
Huh?
I am.
Be your tears wet? Yes, in faith. I pray you weep not. If you have poison for me, I will drink it. I know you do not love me, for your sisters have, as I remember, done me wrong. You have some cause, they have not.
No cause. No cause.
Am I in France?
In your own kingdom, sir.
Do not abuse me.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage you see is killed in him. Trouble him no more, till further settling.
Wilt please your highness walk?
You must bear with me. Pray you. Forget and forgive. I am old and foolish.
Holds it true, sir, that the Duke of Cornwall was so slain?
Most certain, sir.
Who is now the conductor of his people?
As 'tis said, the bastard son of Gloucester. We must look about. The forces of the kingdom approach apace.
Aye, sir.
Know the Duke if his last purpose hold, or whether since he is advised by aught to change the course.
Our sister's man is certainly miscarried.
'Tis to be doubted, madam.
Now, sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
In honored love.
I am doubtful that you have been conjunct and bosomed with her as far as we call hers.
No, by mine honor, madam.
Never shall endure her. Dear my lord, be not familiar with her.
Fear me not. She and the Duke her husband.
Our very loving sister, well bemet. Sir, this I heard. The king is come to his daughter with others whom the rigor of our state forced to cry out.
Why is this reasoned?
Combine together against the enemy. For these domestic and particular broils are not the question here.
Let's then determine with the ancient of war on our proceeding.
I shall attend you presently at your tent.
Sister, you'll go with us?
No.
'Tis most convenient. Pray, go with us.
Oh, I know the riddle. I will go.
Your grace, at speech with man so poor, hear me one word.
I'll overtake you. Speak.
Before you fight the battle, ope this letter. If you have victory, let the trumpet sound for him that brought it. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove what is avouched there.
Stay till I have read the letter.
I was forbid it. When time shall serve, let but the herald cry, and I'll appear again.
Why, fairly well. I will overlook thy paper.
The enemy's within view. Draw up your powers.
We will greet the time.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love, each jealous of the other as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both? One? Or neither? Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril, and hardly shall I carry out my side, her husband being alive. Well, then we'll use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her who would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done and they within our power shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
Take the shelter of this tree! Away! Old man! Give me the hand away! King Lear has lost he and his daughter ta'en! Give me the hand, come on!
Go no further, sir. A man may rot even here.
What, in ill thoughts again? Men must endure their going hence even as their coming hither. Ripeness is all, come on!
That's true.
Some officers, take them away.
We are not the first who with best meaning have incurred the worst. For thee, O blessed king, I am cast down. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
No, 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 no. Let's away to prison. We too will sing like birds in the cage. When you ask me blessing, then I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And we'll live and pray, sing, tell old tales, laugh at gilded butterflies, hear poor rogues talk of court news. We'll talk with them too. Who loses? Who wins? Who's in? Who's out? We'll take upon us the mystery of things, as if we were God's spies. We'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon.
Take them away.
Upon such Sacrifices as these, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. Have I caught thee? He that parts us must bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. Weep not. The good years shall devour them, flesh and fell, ere they shall make us weep. We'll see him starved first. Huh?
Come hither, Captain. Hark. Take thou this note. Go, follow them to prison. One step I have advanced thee. Thou dost as this instructs thee. Thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Either say thou'lt do it, or thrive by other means.
I'll do it, my lord.
About it, and right happy when thou'st done.
Sir, you have the captives who were the opposite of this day's strife. I do require them of you.
I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard, whose age had charms in it, whose titles more. With him I sent the queen, my reason all the same. The question of Cordelia and her father require a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list to grace him. Methinks our pleasure might have been demanded ere you had spoke so far. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your advancement.
In my rights by me invested, he compares the best.
That were the most if he should husband you.
Gestures do oft prove prophets.
Hola, hola, the eye that told thee so looked but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full-flowing stomach. General, take thou my soldiers, prisoners, patrimony. Dispose of them, of me. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes.
Let the drum strike and prove my title thine.
Stay yet. Hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thy attain to this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. Oh, 'tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bands. If you will, Mary, make your loves to me. My lady is bespoke.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy person thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there's my pledge.
Oh, sick. Oh, sick.
If not, I'll ne'er trust medicine.
There's my exchange. Whatever in the world he is that names me traitor, villain like he lies.
My sickness grows upon me.
She is not well. Convey her to my tent. Come hither, herald. Let the trumpet sound and read out this.
Sound trumpet. If any man of quality or degree within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet.
Sound.
Again. Again. What are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer this present summons?
No, my name is lost. By treason's tooth, bear, gnawn, and canker bit. Yet am I noble as the adversary.
And which is that adversary?
What's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Yourself, what sayest thou to him?
Draw your sword. Despite thy victor sword and fire new fortune, thy valor and thy heart, thou art a traitor. False to thy gods, thy brother, and thy father, conspirant against this high illustrious prince.
In wisdom I should ask thy name, but since thy outside looks so fair and warlike, back do I toss these treasons to thy head!
Save him! Save him!
This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of war, thou wast not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cozened and beguiled.
Shut your mouth, or with this paper shall I stop it. Oh, sir! Thou worse than any name, read thine own evil. No tearing, lady. I perceive you know it.
Say I do. The laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Most monstrous! Knowest thou this paper?
Ask me not what I know.
Go after her. She's desperate. Govern her.
What thou hast charged me with, that have I done, and more, much more. But what art thou?
My name is Edgar, and thy father's son. The gods are just, and of our pleasant vices make instruments to plague us. The dark and vicious place where thee he got cost him his eyes.
Thou'st spoken right, 'tis true. The wheel is come full circle, I am here.
Methought thy very gait did prophesy a royal nobleness. I must embrace thee. Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. List a brief tale. And when 'tis told, oh, that my heart would burst. Met I my father with his bleeding rings, their precious stones new lost. Became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair. Never a fault. Revealed myself unto him until some half hour passed. I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him our pilgrimage. But his flawed heart, alack, too weak the conflict to support, twixt two extremes of passion, joy, and grief burst smilingly.
This speech of yours hath moved me, and shall perchance do good.
If there be more woeful than this, hold it in.
Whilst I was big in clamor, came therein a man, fastened on my neck, as though he'd burst heaven, threw him on my father.
But who was this?
Kent, sir, the banished Kent.
Help! Help! Oh, help!
What kind of help?
Speak.
What means this bloody dagger?
'Tis hot. It smokes. It came even from the heart of... Oh, she's dead.
Who dead? Speak!
Your lady, sir, your lady, and her sister by her is poisoned. She confesses it.
I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant.
Produce their bodies, be they alive or dead. This judgment of the heavens that makes us tremble touches us not with pity.
Here comes Kent.
I'm come to bid my king and master I good night. Is he not here?
Great thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king and where's Cordelia? Seest thou this object, Kent?
Alack, why thus?
Yet Edmund was beloved. The one the other poisoned for my sake, and after slew herself.
Even so. Cover their faces.
I pant for life. Some good I mean to do despite of mine own nature. Quickly send, be brief in it, to the castle. For my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time.
Run! Run! Oh, run!
But who, my lord? Who has the office? Send thy token of reprieve.
Well thought on. Take my sword, give it the captain.
Haste thee for thy life.
He hath commissioned from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison, and to lay the blame upon her own despair. Let she fordid herself.
The gods defend her. Bear him hence a while.
Oh, howl! Oh, you are men of stones. Had I your tongues and eyes, I'd use them so that heaven's vault should crack. Oh, she's gone forever. Oh. I know when one is dead and when one lives. She's dead as earth. Lend me a looking glass. If it be her breath should mist or stain the stone, why then she lives.
Is this the promised end?
This feather stirs, she lives. If it be so, it is a chance which does redeem all sorrows ever I have felt.
Oh, my good lord!
Prithee away!
'Tis noble Kent, your friend.
Traitors! Murderers all! I might have saved her. Now she's gone forever. Cordelia. Cordelia, stay a little. What is it thou sayest? Her voice was ever soft, gentle and low. I killed the slave that was a hanging thee.
'Tis true, my lord.
Did I not, fellow? Who are you? My eyes are not of the best, I'll tell you straight. This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
Your servant, Kent, the same.
He's a good man, I'll tell you that. He'll strike, and quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
No, my lord, I am the very man.
I'll see that straight.
Who from your first of difference and decay have followed your sad steps.
You're welcome hither.
Nor no man else. Oh, cheerless, dark, and deadly, your eldest daughters have fordone themselves and desperately are dead.
Aye, so I think.
He knows not what he says. In vain it is that we present us to him.
Very bootless.
Edmund is dead, my lord.
That's but a trifle here. Our lords and noble friends know our intent. For us, we will resign during the life of this old majesty to him our absolute power, you to your rights. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtues, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see! See!
And my poor fool is hanged. Oh, no. No life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life, and thou no breath at all? Thou not come again, never, 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 never. Pray you, unbutton here. Thank you, sir. Look at her. Look here. Her lips. Look there. Look. There.
He faints. My lord, my lord.
Break hard, I prithee, break.
Look up, my lord.
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass. He hates him that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
He is gone indeed.
The wonder is that he hath survived so long, he but usurped his life.
Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm and the gourd state sustain.
I have a journey, sir, shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne the most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.